Good morning, FYI family. A very good morning. Wherever you're joining us this morning, we're happy that you guys are here with us. It's the morning after the night before, folks. It is the morning after the night before, and we trust that you guys are good and well in the many places you're joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, folks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Happy to have all of you here with us. It's the sixth day of November, believe it or not. There's a new president elect in the United States of America. And on January, I think it's 20th, somewhere thereabout, we'll have a new president in the White House. Whether you like it or not, it's not the result we hope for. I know that it's not the result we hope for. But it is what it is. It is the reality. It is the reality. And, we learn in this business, you got to accept the world as it is, as you work to make it what you want it to be. And that is the reality we face in this business called politics every day. That is the reality we face. Good morning to each and every one of you. Good morning, Roxanne and Belinda. Laverne Wade, good morning to you. Yeovil, Region 5. West Coast, Babis, Region 6. Rochester, good morning. Kavo Singh, good morning. Kurt Heidekan, Marcel, Lionel, Margaret, Andre. Whether we like it or not, the sun will rise. Why not just let us rise with it? Whether we like it or not, What I want the Democrats to do is to come out now with all kinds of outlandish theories. From this morning to start to say the thing was rigged. I'm having some soda, folks. It's not tea. It's that kind of morning. I'm having some soda. Does it matter? Good morning, folks. Esau Taki. Whether we like it or not, we got to keep pressing forward. It's what I did after 2020. 2020 was the US 2024 for the Democrats. We got to accept the world as it is, not as we want it to be. And if Trump had the right to say it was rigged and never had a case to back him up, Democrats, welcome, folks. The good thing is, if we can see Ronald Halley, if we can see a silver lining. The good thing is, this is not the first term for Trump. We've seen this movie before. It behoves all of us to strap ourselves in. Now say Marlon. Marlon said, I'm tired. Marlon, I signed out wrong 11 o'clock last night. I signed out wrong 11 o'clock. The day before, I saw a couple things. I'm not going to put myself out there as a big strategist or like some people. And I saw a couple things, and you remember me telling you all yesterday morning, I feel a little thingish. I didn't like some of the late stuff I started seeing and hearing. But we got to accept the world as it is. We see this movie before. What do you think happened? Trump going to become Ronald Reagan? That's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. Trump ain't becoming no Ronald Reagan. Please. Please. He ain't becoming no Reagan. But folks, it is what we have. Congrats to Donald Trump, most of the networks, CNN projecting that Trump has won a second term. And there are some takeaways. You know, there are some takeaways here for us. Good morning, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to all of you wonderful folks. I'm just making sure I got my ducks in a row. Very good morning to each and every one of you. Wherever you're joining us from this morning, really happy to have you all up. You know, some of y'all see it tired and you're weary and so on. Up and about, folks. It's another day. And we have to keep pushing forward. Give me just a second. I'm slightly distracted here. Slightly distracted. Give me 1 second. And you're going to have my full attention. You're going to have my full attention. Give me 1 second, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations to the Republicans. A win is a win in the business. A win is a win. And whether Trump cried fraud 4 years ago or not, a win is a win in the business of politics. In the business of politics, a win is a win. Perhaps that's why, Granger should have text swearing in. I left the rest up to God. Some people are of that opinion, you know. Some folks are of that opinion. You know, text swearing in. Man, he couldn't swear in himself. Congrats, folks. Don't want you to miss that to the Republicans. Congrats to the Republicans. We got some takeaways here. I ain't gonna dwell too long on it. I want vex some of y'all. Right? Ain't want to vex some of y'all and dwell too unnecessarily long on things. You know how. Right? You know how. Don't want to dwell too unnecessarily long. So give us a quick sec. Dotting some I's. Crossing some T's. And then we with y'all. Dotting some I's, crossing some T's, and then y'all have our full attention. We did warn you. We did warn you. Yeah. So let's have a go at it, folks. A very good morning again, and we have a couple takeaways. Right? We got a couple takeaways from this whole thing. A couple. We have a couple. Making sure we're looking good. Our color's a little off to me, but I ain't gonna sweat the small stuff. We have a couple takeaways. Maureen and Elsie, I saw one reporting. This is an aside. Kamala Harris, Vice President, incumbent Vice President, because you have a Vice President-elect now. Incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris appeared on Saturday Night Live about 72 hours ago for a minute, 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Right? And on the networks, Trump has to be given the same time. On the networks, he has to be given the same time. A minute wasn't 2 minutes. We have a country where the opposition is not given any time. on the national network. And the people go out there and trump, no pun intended, their democratic credentials. Oh, we are a democratic country. People vote in our elections. They live in fear, but they're free to vote. Kamala Harris appeared for a minute and about 40 seconds, they told us, in a skit, Saturday Night Live. And they now have to give Trump equal time. Equal time. And we live in a country comfortable. Comfortable. Where the opposition is locked out of NCN that taxpayers are paying, locked out of the radio stations managed by the state. And we democratic. We democratic. You know, I heard a Barbadian talk show host wondering the other day if Mayor knows what's happening and if Mayor knows, because they're friends with Irfan and them, they don't care. That's the world we're living in. That is the world we're living in. And then when they saw us migrate and utilize social media, Anil got a show on Facebook now. They're using NCM, but they won't use it either. I saw Sonia, is it Parat? With a show, not Sonia Parat. Rodriguez, Susan Rodriguez with a show. I saw a couple of them well. Because they realize now nobody is watching NCN or listening to them on the radios and so on. And one of the reasons why I know they hate me, because I have a bigger viewership than them. Let me get a little trumpets this morning. Let me boast about my numbers. Let me boast about my numbers. I can't drink the drink without putting some of the ice. Let me boast about my numbers. Could I, a little bit? I tend not to toot my horn too much. I really like it. I can drop like that. Right? But let's toot, as it's a Trump morning. Margaret and Naomi, let's toot my little horn. We have migrated our audience, at least half of it, to YouTube. And we told y'all since the beginning of last year, we were even supposed to stop broadcasting on Facebook. Facebook has given you all kinds of gimmicks. But we continue to push on Facebook. But we draw 3,000 plus every night we're on. You know, on average, 3,000 people watch us every night. And close to 1,500 of you watch us every morning. Right. Close to 1,500 of you watch us every morning. Jack, you them putting down about a little 400 on a press conference. So they lock us out of the state media. That crushed my ice. They lock us out of the state media. And what they meant for bad, oh, the Almighty is turning around. Turning around for good. So now they're coming on social media. You see, Jagger get an interview on NCN. You see, go and sit down with anybody at NCN for one-on-one. Follow me, follow me, follow me. They're watching us. I have my little tan suit here this morning. You know? But they wish they had some numbers like us. If NCN had 900 people watching them right now as we have here, 900 persons watching us. Let me see where they're coming in from. 600 watching us on, over 600 watching us on YouTube, and we got 300 plus watching us on Facebook. 300 plus watching us on Facebook. If NCN had 900 people watching them now, the CEO is going to raise his salary. The program manager will get a letter from the president. Well done. Look what y'all have done here. Take a raise on me. As a matter of fact, come and manage my operations here. Let me just talk about that. But in this democracy, the opposition isn't given no airtime. On state media, the taxpayers' funding, whether it's oil money or money coming from the non-oil economy, it's all we money. And in the US, here they're championing equal rights for Trump. This is before he won. For a minute and a half, the Kamala went on, and he then went on. So they say NBC or whoever does Saturday Night Live, they owe Trump a minute and a half. And we talking democracy, and we got a more advanced democracy than the US. That is what we would have. They would have us believe. You see? Our democracy better than the US of A. You see? But we don't bother with them too much. We don't bother with them too much. So that's one of the takeaways. If we really talk in democracy, a minute and a half. The only thing I found interesting. We can move on. We ain't spending long. No, sir, we are done. Done vexed man. A little too long with Trump. Trump says he wants to heal the nation. All right. We've seen this movie before. So we know what we're getting. That's a good thing. We know already what we're getting. He said he wants to heal the nation. All right. You guys say what you guys say. All right. It's like the PPP. We see the movie before. I don't know what some people expecting. PPP can come and say we can do this, we can do that. Oh, we can be a government for everybody. We know we see this movie before. 23 years we see this movie. 12 on the Jack deal. And we're expecting something different. Einstein, one of the greatest minds of the 20th century. He said madness is doing the same thing over and over. I'll expect a different result. Anytime you put Jack in government, you get the same thing. Anytime you put people in government, you get the same thing. So we see the Trump movie before. He said we're going to heal this country. This is right out of the PP playbook, right out of Trump playbook. The man who causing the most wounds, he said, I can heal. Yeah. But the snake that bite hard has got the antidote in the venom. Right? But as I said, a couple takeaways. I gave you one already. What democracy really mean? We are government in on NCN for the 5% and we on 25%. They are 100%. And we's a democracy. We are a democracy. But Reuters, for instance, let me start with CNN. Which I'm talking about, heal the nation, fix its borders, and deliver a strong, prosperous economy. We see this movie before. Right? The Americans, in these exit polls and interviews and so on, the Americans said, what has led to this massive Trump victory? He says he has a mandate, a large mandate. Part of what has caused this victory for Trump. Listen to this now. Frustrations over high prices, right? Housing, and a crackdown. People want to crack down on undocumented immigrants. High prices, housing, and a crackdown on immigrants. That's CNN. Them high prices and so on look knowing. Housing look knowing. Right? This look very, very familiar to me. Undocumented immigrants, migrants, undocumented migrants. This look very known to me. These are issues that have won Trump a second term, folks. Naomi said, what's an NCN? What's an NCN? These are the things that have won Trump a second term. Reuters. Some of you say Reuters. All right, whichever school you went to. Reuters says he was able to capitalize on voter concerns, high prices, right? High prices, again, high prices, and what Trump claimed without evidence was a rise in crime due to illegal immigration. Remember they eating the dogs and the cats, right? You remember in Springfield? They eating the dogs and the cats. For 100 weeks, as of Monday, 100 weeks. Stanbook News has been meticulously chronicling the voices of the people where the cost of living is concerned. Y'all think that 100,000 coming for cure your problems? I got some problems right now. I could drop 100,000 in. Right now. Them problems would suck the teeth. At the 100,000. Right now. Right? Right now. I could drop 100,000, 500 US dollars in them problems. And the problem is suck the teeth. You think they're going to put you in a better spot? As we say in the vernacular, they're going to fill a teeth hole. It's all about the economy. It's all about the economy. And the people in this country have been telling us the same thing. Why do you think the people trying to run out and throw 100,000 in your chest? If you lose, Jack, you're allowed $100,000. They got to open back the mad house in that one closed down in Babis. They got to open back. He run off. But we expect Guyanese to survive on that. And put him back in office. Put them back in office. We got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of work to do, folks. A lot of work to do. The Trump has won. Congratulations. We got to move on, folks. We got to move on. As we were coming on, that was last figures we saw. We saw a lot of networks now making the projection. Trump wins, Trump wins. MSNBC, CNN. Trump wins, Trump wins, Trump wins. Trump wins. It is what it is. We got to accept the world as it is. Not as we want it to be. We're going to strive to make it what we want it to be. But we got to accept it for what it is. Okay, folks? For what it is. A lot of people quiet. Not only Trump victory. Since 2020. Since 2020. I spent 3 months at Chronicle and they hunged me for 5. 3 months working. What do I want to do? I wanted to bring Chronicle in the age of social media. You know, some people feel if you come on Facebook, paper won't sell. So they were vehemently against socializing Chronicle. They want to keep you in the past. They want to keep you behind. We had so many folks. Some friends we had, some friends we lost. Y'all know I wasn't no big name in the last government, but I still out here. And tomorrow we win. You will see some people pushing me down or run to the front. Pushing me down. And they will come and say, y'all know I make y'all win, right? Everybody thinks it's their one vote. Their one specific vote. Not their one vote added. It is their specific vote that make you win. I show the people face all the time. Y'all know I make y'all win, you know. Some of we people must be going to them saying, I let them bite, you know. I deal with y'all. Me like chameleons. Stay one way. Stay one way. See y'all keep Craig, keep Dominic, keep Chase Green, Trisha, keep all them. Keep them. I never like the jumping about the place. I never like it. Never. I don't want to get political aids. Jumping. Political gonorrhea. Political STDs. Jumping. Naomi, some of them come to push me down, you know. Some of them will come and say, all right, you're the good when we went in opposition. Let me take it from here. Yeah. You're the good when we went in opposition. Let me take it from here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're the good when we went in opposition. You know? Some people can jump off a tree, tap, land on the ground and say, we can take it from here now. We can take it from here. We got a lot of work to do, folks. We got a lot of work to do. I can't promise you I can be doing this for the rest of my life. But as long as I can, folks, try to bring you some credible, valid information. Congrats to Donald Trump. You know? Congrats to Trump. Gail Teixeira, it is alleged and rumored, was stopped and questioned by the U.S. authorities recently. She says not so. She said in the 90s, I was stopped and questioned. about my affiliations with the PPP. But it's not so. That's what she says. It's not so. I wasn't questioned recently by the authorities. No. No, no. No. You know. It's amazing how things stay with you. As I was saying, no, I remember that song. No, no, we ain't going home. I remember I was about 7, 8. Right? It was a birthday. My mother took me. It was a family outing. The place on the highway was a resort back then called Big T. Do you remember that? Big T. Had a pool and it was nice in them days. And I remember that song was playing in the background. First time I heard it, little child. No, no, we ain't going home. We ain't leaving. No, no, we ain't going home. You know? That. Tonight the black man feeling to party. No, no, no. She said she wasn't held. She wasn't detained. She wasn't questioned. But you all remember XR man. The other Barrett. He said he wasn't questioned too. And then when he started drilling down, he said, yes, I had a question, but it's development I asked me about. Right? Deborah said, all them be telling lies still get exposed. He come out first. Exxon man, remember them with the back deals with Exxon with the 240 million US? So he said he wasn't questioned too much. When he started drilling down in them, he said, all right. I didn't get questioned. But it's development that they asked me about. You know, they escort me through. I said, big, when I got JFK, I said, escort. He was escorted, wasn't detained or so on. You know, they say the same thing about me. Me Toussaint Thomas. How many all them names? Me alone about 40 names. Me Toussaint Thomas, this, that. How one person gets so much names? Such a fakery. So she said she wasn't questioned. She said on the early 90s, they questioned her, but not this time. May Toussaint Thomas Marabo. All these names. It's the way they're trying to escape your past, you know. Did they say the same thing about May? You remember the earlies when we first learned May was questioned? No, she wasn't. It was routine, man. TSA. Routine stop. You don't expect anybody out a line. Do you remember Jack with that? Don't expect anybody out a line, man. Routine, all routine, man. None to see here. Y'all forget. So Minister Governance said she wasn't questioned. She wasn't questioned. Right? That's what she said. She was at an event when she was asked this question. With the private sector dealing with corruption. The private sector wants a unified body locally to deal with corruption. Right? You know, the Americans have a unified body for broadcasting. And that's why they know Trump got get a minute and a half on MSNBC or NBC. Because Kamala had a minute and he had a minute. Democracy. So the private sector wants a tougher stance on corruption. You see, they watch Sue, they watch Vice News, they watch the living room conversation, they're seeing what's happening in the police force, and they know what unchecked corruption, crime, and criminal activities can do with investment. They know. What can happen? When government ministers start being stopped and questioned by the US, when high-ranking police officials like Michelle Caesar start being stopped and questioned by the US, they say they want a tougher stance on corruption. They want a unifying body. A unifying body. And this was an anti-corruption workshop with private sector leaders urging the need for collective action against corruption. Gail said it's too costly. We can't do it now. She said, too costly. Right. She said too many bureaucratic things would have to be done for us to accomplish that. Huge bureaucratic hurdles would have to be surmounted for us to do that. Yeah. But we know they don't want to go in that direction. They can't go in that direction. Too many of them will be caught in the slips. Starting from the top. Starting from the top. Why do you think all of those ABC EU countries observing the last elections made recommendations of which none have been implemented to date? Why do you think so? Huh? Why do you think so? Why do you feel so? Huh? Because they want a system that works for them. That is why when outside, they champion biometrics, but inside, oh, blackout. It's me power company and so on. It's me mansion and so on. Yeah, and y'all know we great for power and so on. But just in case, man, we might have, just in case you have chance, we got blackout. Don't let me do biometrics, man. Don't let me do it. Just in case you have chance, we got blackout and so on. You know how? Yeah, man, we promise and we manifesto to renegotiate the oil contract and so on. But let me hold on a little bit, man. And by the way, if we bring this petroleum commission, this is gonna slow down things too much. Don't worry that right now. Later down. But we see our boy, we mean well. Now we're two in the living room and all of that. Can't be worse than Trump. We mean well, man. Don't all that. We mean well. We mean well. Trust us. Huh? Not all these big houses see businesses building. Trust we. Phone carried money, man. Phone carried money. Trust us. Trust us. I wish we had a country where health and safety, right? When I did industrial relations and management at the university course, through the Institute of Distance and Continuing Education. What was the course name? H something. Health. It goes by another name too. Health and safety. What's the other phrase there? Occupational health and safety. OHS. The legislation is OSHA. Occupational health and safety. Right? Margaret said, even my singing can't cheer up this morning. I know, my sister. I know. Oh, say, can you see? I tried. You see this cold here? Affect him a little bit. Cold drink, this cold beverage. Occupational. I wish we had a greater respect for occupational health and safety. But we gotta accept the world as it is. Under the PPP, we have shown you the proliferation of industrial accidents in this country. 43-year-old Sunil Rampasad died at Blackbush Polar after his tractor flipped in a trench. Sunil Rampasad. They said it was an unregistered tractor. Right? We don't care about that. He said he was going along an area called Tree Bridge Access Dam. Lost control while turning near a wooden bridge, causing the tractor to veer off course, overturn into a nearby trench. Bystanders pulled him from the water, rushed him to the Maibukuri Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. I wish we had a better sense for safety, occupational health, and safety. But I live in Guyana, so I gotta accept the world as it is and work towards getting it where I want to be. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Rampasats this morning. 43 years young. You know, when I was younger, 43 is big. Rampasad living life, man. Rampasad living life. But Hogaxi Mama. What make your mouth so long? My wife like hear me talk, Creole. Thoughts and prayers with the family. I wish we had a better appreciation. But we ain't got it. So I gotta accept the world that I live in as it is. Yeah. The AG worried. Right? He wants the judiciary locally, partly, to decide cases that the CCJ gonna like. They're gonna find favor with the CCJ, not in their own deliberate judgment. Independence of thought. Looking at the law, rationalizing it, and coming to their own conclusion within the ambit of the law. AG said he worried. I heard Rhonda Lane called him a name yesterday. I heard the fella say he worried because too many judgments being overturned by the CCJ. Well, bring the CCJ here. You and them. You take Chief Justice. You make what's CCJ? President Sanders. You could make it Chancellor. And everybody else can take a Court of Appeal justice or just in the High Court. If you want it a particular way to the CCJ's liking. Is it too many cases being overturned? Too many cases. Too many. He's worried. He got the gall, as a man would say, the unmitigated. This is the same man, the same fella, the only attorney, much more attorney general in the region who has the distinction of having the same CCJ say that he has brought the entire administration of justice of the CCJ into disrepute. Same fella, he is now worried. He is now worried, not about his own conduct that has put a blemish on Guyana appearing before the CCJ. No, he worried about the High Court, the Court of Appeal, matters being overturned. Well, why don't privatize the judiciary then? Privatize it to who you feel going to take it better. He's worried. This is the fella, you know. The CCJ said his conduct brought the entire administration, not half, not quarter, not three quarter, the entire administration into disrepute. But he's worried about these decisions. You know, the permanent secretary's case, parliamentary secretaries, right, that was recently overturned by the CCJ. That case. When that case was overturned, I called one of the attorneys and I asked them, I couldn't remember, who was the judge at the High Court who had ruled in favor of the case? Who was the judge? This is the parliamentary secretary's case. Parliamentary secretary Kisoon, Vikash Kisoon, and the young lady Sarah Brown. And I was reminded it was Claudette, not Claudette. Just my eyes pass. I apologize, Chief Justice. Chief Justice, I apologize. Claudette on my mind. I apologize, Chief Justice. I apologize. I apologize. I apologize. I can see the Chief Justice. What did he say? Roxanne George Wiltshire. I apologize. And I say that to say this. There has not been a case before this one here that had anything to do with the opposition. That the Chief Justice has pronounced on Roxanne George that the CCJ has overturned. There has not been a case. Wiltshire Chief Justice Roxanne George agreed that they were illegal and squatting. The Court of Appeal agreed with the Chief Justice. They didn't go off on their own tangent. They agreed with the Chief Justice and with her reasoning that they were squatting. Right? When you read the judgment of the CCJ went even beyond the argumentations of Anil Nandalal and company. So don't let him run out here like he is no bright boy. We have a clearer sense now of lots of constitutional issues that we had question marks over. Whether you agree with the CCJ or not, it's law now. One of the cases that the parliamentary secretary's case turned on was a landmark case, the Morion case. And the CCJ said well, rather, the High Court said, in keeping with the Morian case, it had to decide the parliamentary secretary case in this way. The Court of Appeal, not wanting to go against its own judgment in the Morian case, ruled along the lines and the precedent set by the Morian case. The CCJ, in looking at this matter, said when it re-looked at the Morian case, if it continued along the line of the precedent set in the past by the Morian case, it would produce absurd results. And so, for all intents and purposes, the CCJ struck down the standard, which was the Morian case, and thereby striking down the decision of the CCJ in the parliamentary secretary case. The Court of Appeal, rather, the CCJ struck down the Court of Appeal decision, and by extension, the Chief Justice decision. Right? If the Court of Appeal, if the local courts, for instance, in this case of the parliamentary secretaries, because that is the one he's using to saying too many judgments are being overruled by the CCJ. In the court of first instance, the High Court would have to have overruled the Court of Appeal, not to follow the Morian case. No lower court can overrule a higher court. That's madness. And no court that decides on a matter the way the Court of Appeal decided on the Morian case goes against its own judgment easily. No court is one to do that for light and transient cause. But the CCJ, re-looking at the precedent-setting case, the Morian case, said, wait. We think some things are wrong with the Morian case. And by correcting the law on the Morian case, right, it vacated the judgment on the parliamentary secretary case, which depended on the Morian case for precedent. But he come out here and talk half the story. Why are all these cases being overruled? Well, the Court of Appeal got started overruling itself more often. Right? And the CCJ and the High Court got to start overruling the Court of Appeal to get the kind of results that the AG want. To get the kind of results that he wants. Or they go to the CCJ and say, what are y'all looking for? And when the CCJ say, well, we want a win in this case, they can go and say, all right, no, we can get y'all a win. We can get y'all a win. That's realism. When I studied realism in law, that's realism. Right? A lawyer says to his client, you're innocent. You're innocent. And then he finds every lie. He says, I want know what you do. You're innocent. I don't want to know what you do. I'm going to find every law now to show you innocent. It's now you look at the law, you look at the person's actions, and then you wait. That's another way of approaching it. Look at the law. What does the law say? What does the person's actions say? What are the facts of the case and all that? But in realism, you say, now, you innocent. Then you go and you find every law now. This man hating. Yeah. The things that should concern the AG ain't concerning him. The things that should weigh heavy on the AG, custodian the Constitution. Right? Here the Private Sector Commission begging for a unifying body that fights corruption. That fights corruption, a unifying body. Right? He ain't talking about that. Gail said, no, there's too much money. Right? The opposition says we should have legislation in place that facilitates the cash grant. We should have legislation in place. And part of what we're seeking to do is to have equality, equity in the sharing out, transparency in the distribution of the cash grant, have structure to it. AG says nonsensical. The opposition wants to minimize corruption as transpired under the COVID cash grant, the flood relief cash grant, the farmers cash grant. We've seen the movie before, and we know without putting a better structure in place, you'll get the same result. He says nonsensical. The private sector crying out, say we need a unified approach, a full frontal approach against corruption. Against him, it's too early for that. It's too early for that. And the legislation that would give us a structured approach to rolling out this cash grant, to underpin this cash grant measure and so on, policy. No, he says it would hinder the government's flexibility to adjust in response to economic shifts. Is the AG talking, or is an economist? It would hinder government's flexibility to adjust in response to economic shifts. He worried about the wrong things. He worried about the wrong things. As he's pretending to be an economist. As I woke up this morning, when I went to bed, Trump was at 2:22, I think it was. I saw it. Movie finish. You gonna see the credits going up to know how the movie gonna end. Movie finish. I didn't even want to look at the news when I got up. Saw some friends in a chat group. Said, I tell y'all Trump go win. As I was waking up, I said I can look at other things. Demara Bakery closing down. His economy stupid. And the reasons given. Right? Demerara Bakery. Let me get them some things that I should be worried about. I'm giving you what they said. The bakery, I want to embellish it. Giving 1 month pay to its employees, severance, and then they said it beaten out. Then we see 2 or 3 call centers recently. My God, fastest growing economy in the world, high income country. As the AG wants to worry. According to a letter, this is Demwara Bakery, Dem Bake. They were first known as Dem Bake. They opened in 2018 under the coalition government. They're closing now under the PPP. Oh, Father. Oh, my feelings. Feel how my feelings shaking. And the other things. All my feelings shaking this morning. I feel my spine tingling a little bit. If we stop worrying, who will lead this opposition to victory? Who can be president? Who can be president? Huh? We could actually win this thing, If we stop being consumed by that alone. Right? I want y'all know J.D. Vance is the vice president. I wake up to that. I know some of y'all are fainting tomorrow if they say Sherrod for Prime Minister. Sherrod for Prime Minister. Oh God, he went to Queens. Oh Lord, he didn't come up. with no big family with business and stuff, how we can make it here? You know, it's so loud and thing and controversial. You know, what people can say? JD Vance is Vice President of the United States of America. Huh? JD Vance walk out in the airship and say, she's squatting in my plane, you know. This jagabat squatting in my plane. Demar Bakery says from November 30th, they're done. AG, some things could consume you. AG, you man, if I can be Prime Minister, AG, don't let it consume you. Don't be worried with the them bake said November 30th. Right? So we ain't eating their bread for Christmas with the little pepper pot. Nothing is sacred anymore. All the reason why we should vote them out next year. I was looking for, I said, them bake is it. Them bake is it for Christmas. You know? Now I gotta get a taste out of my mouth like the taste of Kamala Harris being president of the United States. But listen to what them bake said. As the AG wants to worry, let's point in the right direction. Let's point in the right direction. Them bakes in November 30th be gone. According to a letter to its employees, its staff members, the decision to close follows the increasing challenges, listen to this, posed by escalating costs of materials, resources, and labor, which have rendered it unfeasible to continue the bakery operations. Right? This is a quote now from the letter. The rising cost of resources, materials, labor, operations, compounded by the continuous labor shortage, have made it impossible for the company to maintain its bakery operations. Yeah. Rising costs. Where did I see that before? Where did I see that before? Rising costs. That one said, don't believe Starbucks news. How the economy affecting you. How the rising costs of living affect. Don't believe them. Right? They can tell you, no, don't believe them big. Rising costs. High income country, fastest growing economy, biggest per capita GDP, high income country. Them big closing. A number of business in Georgetown closing. I thought they said Irfan transforming this thing. Look, business will come and so on. You remember? Timothy Jonas said we can clean the toilets in them big hotels. Cleaning the toilets. Clean the toilets. Look. I told you last weekend was my anniversary. Right? So I tell my wife, I said, look, let me leave this place and go and take a couple. We left in the country. It's too much. Can't go and fly out now, Jessa. Let me take it 2 nights somewhere. Renew these vows and look towards the daughter. So I said, all right, we got close by Aden, by Best Western. I checked Aden out on the website. The cheapest room in Aden is close to $400 US. It was 380 something. Right? I turned off the computer. I turned off the computer. Close to $400 US. That's minimum wage in this country. One night. Aden by Best Western in Rob and Arnold Street. Right? Aden. Yeah. Right? I run out of time because I started looking out at this place in Common Street. Remember the one with the girl who jumped through the window and so on? Let's get the full package and so. I run out of time. I said, we can stay in. I say we can turn a bad into good. Let me order a little KFC chicken and so on, and let me stay, man. Let me camp out inside. Let me order a little KFC chicken and so on. Let me order a little KFC chicken and so on. let me order a little KFC chicken. My lord. AG worried. He worried about the wrong things. The AG is worried about the wrong things. Them make closing down. Rising costs. Rising costs, they say. Worried about the wrong things. Marudi Mountain is mining community. Marudi. You know the gold office there was recently robbed. They said the Surinamese, the Brazilians helping them hunt the fellas. Right? The people at Marudi Mountain say it's the mining operations. Recently, they're seeing a proliferation in robberies. A proliferation in robberies. This latest robbery happened at Bushmouth, Marudi Back Dam. Right? The community says, and in particular, the South Rupununi District Council, it has highlighted the potential risk posed by increasing criminal activities linked to expanded mining operations near the indigenous Wapashan communities. Increased criminal activities because of expanded mining there. So they live in fear of their lives every day. Right? The worried AG, he worried about the, you know the government said? Huh? The police gotta do a probe to find out if all of that is true. They gotta do a probe. Yeah, that's what they said. You gotta probe the matter. So they're not gonna suspend the operations of any of the mining claims there. Any of the claims, they're not gonna do it. Anything working in this country. And you know the police don't do no probe unless Freedom House call Hickens' red phone and say, you down there yet by Marudi Mountain? Why waiting on? You will like this work? You really want me commissioner? Why waiting on Hickens? Why waiting on? Yeah. 1,500 of you watching us. Oh, smash that emoji button for us. I know some of you are fighting for share and so on. You know? Freedom fighters, fighting to share. We got over 300 of you on our Facebook page, 395 of you on our Facebook page, 1,100 plus on YouTube. It used to be Facebook that carries the weight for us. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you. And we only talking about the buy from India the other day. Huh? Anything working in this country? You smash the emoji button. I see 99 emojis right now. 1,500 people watching us. Ow. You watching us on YouTube? Hit the thumbs up. Hit the bell icon. You know, YouTube keeps selling us. Folks, we took on YouTube about 2 years ago. To pay more attention there because it's more stable than Facebook. You know, my wife and but 2 other people used to watch us on YouTube. Now YouTube lifting this thing for us. And overall, we just passed 21,000 subscribers on YouTube. 21,000 subscribers. But YouTube tells us that only a small amount of our viewership have subscribed to our YouTube channel. Like 25% of our viewership have actually hit the subscribe button. That's important. It's very important. So if you're watching us on YouTube and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, do that for us. Please and thank you. Do that. It's only 15 people heard us since we said hit the emoji button. The emoji and 116 now. Only 16 people. Let me shout. I know you're not big. People got to sit together. For some people, you got to talk louder. Hit the emoji button! Hit the button! You got to talk louder for some people because we are the age on stage. Hit the button! Hit the button! Back to the ugly boat now. You know it. One I just see one by a boat looking like he. The boat must be like a hybrid between he and Kwame. So buy this ugly boat from India. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Over $300 million. Folks, could you imagine in that short space of time? You ever see the Trinidadian ferry? When the Trinidadians roll up in the ferry, you see them people got oil. Them people got oil. Look at this boat mouth like it could stab you. Look at this thing. Ugly. It's an ugly boat. Look, when Forbes Boredom built the Demerara Harbour Bridge, it was something to behold. How long ago that was? Now, by comparisons to bridges around the world, it's an ugly bridge. We can say that now because we got other things to compare it to. Them boys can build the same bridge back in Barbies. And they're like Forbes, you know. They're going to put the same bridge. And the claim they're like Forbes. There's some secret lovers of Forbes. They're like secret lovers of Forbes. Right? And it looks like it's another ugly bridge to build in. We got ugly airport. I can say it. Don't let me fool we. We got ugly airport. Right? When you fly into South Carolina, you can go through Charlotte. Charlotte is an international airport. I ain't even gonna judge you by Charlotte. I got auntie living in the Carolinas. I ain't even judging them by Charlotte standard. Right? My auntie and my cousins, them the last time I was there, they said Charlotte is a little far out. We can bring him to one of the regional airports, a small airport. It's closer. What's the name of it, guys? It's not Charlotte, it's the other one. What's the name of it? Elizabeth, you're on this morning? If you see this little airport. This little airport would make Cherry Dragon look like nothing. You would change to put Cherry name on the airport. When you see this little airport to bring me in. This little airport. If you see it, I said this is little airport. This. You got 3 buildings looking like Bank of Guyana. It's the parking lot. 3 buildings. But this little airport looking like the Bank of Guyana. It's the parking lot. At our airport, the guards stop you outside. Look, you can't go in. No, you traveling? Let me see your passport. You traveling? Turn around. Let me pat you down. Let me feel you up. You traveling? This little airport, you just walk in. Friends, family, favorites. You stand with your family as long as you want. You just walk in. Soon as you bust the door, good morning, sir. How are you doing this morning? So great to see you. You and the little one? How is he doing? Soon you meet by CGI. Come, man. Take off your shoe. Put it there, man. Welcome home. Greenville Spartanburg Airport, GSP. Thank you, Uncle Raymond. Greenville Spartanburg Airport. I know there was an acronym. I was seeing it. Young like far. Greenville Spartanburg. The little airport. But make me look like nothing. So the ugly boat. That's what I'm getting at. The ugly boat. What? Just recently? Huh? When you go on the boat, the TV, you think? Right? Passengers complaints. Now, APNU FC said, passengers. The minister said, I'm addressing the complaints. The TV, things on sanitary conditions. Right? And the boat has been prone to delays. The just by this is probably the 15th trip it's making. 50, anything working in this country? Anything working? Huh? I'm surprised when you come out on them airports. I says, but them boys it's Jocelyn, man. Nobody Jocelyn me here. You saw custom people roughing you up, feeling you up. By the time boys down here, you got treat you can't treat your end. It's better than boys them, man. And you see them. Just gonna swipe your card and take one of them cards. Just gonna swipe your card and take one of them cards and you push it up. Really? That's it. You swipe your card and you take one of the trolleys. And we got pure ugly boat to deal with it. Pure ugly boat. When I was going to Tobago, I think it was in January, February, whenever they had the oil spill, man. I was going to Tobago. When I see the boat, every hour or every 2 hours, boat left in, pop, 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 pop. Every 2 hour, boat left in. And then they call the flight system there. They say the air bridge. You can't be there. When you kind something like the air bridge, you are walking it. That you can deadlift. Air bridge. Based on the time I was getting into Trinidad, I was getting it just after the boat would have left. I didn't want to wait long. Pay $60 and you fly to Tobago, 20 minutes. You're in Tobago. $60 from PRCO. Air bridge in your skin. Market or walk it. 60. If you see the boat though, I was looking for, but I didn't want to wait. Never see company. I didn't want to wait. You got to meet the chief secretary, head of government in Tobago. Wait. Air bridge, take one. That's what, $11,000? $12,000. 20 minutes flight. You try to fly anyway for 20 minutes. You better get a good 400 US for you. But you have a night a day then. You better get a little $400 a year. 300 US a year. 16 US. Tobago, buttocks. $60 US. Let me see the people boat. But like I tell you, it's Caribbean Airlines flying out. If you see the boat, there's some the tinty spirit. If you see the thing, look at this ugly boat here. We gotta get a little pride in ourselves, man. We gotta get a little pride in ourselves. Years ago, as we wrap up, years ago, years ago, I saw a documentary about the life of Jacqueline Kennedy, who was married to John Fitzgerald Kennedy. She remarried after her husband died years after to a business tycoon, Aristotle Onassis. Onassis said, money don't buy class. What money buys tolerance. Took me years to understand that. Money don't buy class. It's by tolerance. Right? We tolerated ugly boat country, ugly airport country, ugly government country. You remember when Linden had a freak storm? We covered it. Houses ripped apart. Linden's still waiting for aid. Right? PVP gets its votes from Karasabai and like places. Fair enough, it's politics. $17 houses. People under hardship. And they should get assistance. Government said they're carrying the matter to cabinet. You know? They're carrying it to cabinet. Because they got to get these people back on the foot in short order. Gotta like ugly, you know. Don't like ugly. And the things the people want to do in this country, they gotta pay for it. Things they want to do. It's not easy things. And then they say, we like everybody. This is one Guyana country. It said going to cabinet. Right? And it's another example how systems don't work. If you have systems that are working, and you have a disaster, whatever kind, system kicks in. It will have to be something so extraordinary, out of the norm. You didn't contemplate it, that it has to get special consideration. Houses were knocked down in Linden. The folks still waiting. Oh. Still waiting. And then some of y'all gonna say, this look like the party of me choice paper. This look like the party of me choice. And finally, this is one of our longest programs. Might take tomorrow off. We're like approaching an hour and a half. Finally, so the current day. I hope our brothers and sisters there get relief. Like I hope the folks in Linden get relief. Finally. Iteringbank is one of the places we always look at because of its close quarters with the Venezuelans. Iteringbank. We always look there. Right? That's one of the places, if we ever get invaded, God forbid, by the greedy administration and the people, we got some good Venezuelan people. But this greedy Maduro administration, this is one of the places. And you all know when the referendum in Venezuela on Essequibo was on the table, them boys done build airstrip here. They were building a village on their side of the border, Iteringbank, that they could move vehicles, move troops, move personnel we in this country saying that the airstrip we built in there that should have been finished since last July is still coming to come. So by the end of this year here, right? They say because the laterite, erosion, slipperiness, heavy rainfall, right? Corruption, Bigfoot, smallpox, PNCR, AFC didn't admit that they had fault for the last election. All those problems that plagued this airport here, right? All of that. This here, boy, we should have done the sharp. We still should have PP fail. Y'all think if we in some nightmare we put PP back, we get a different result? We are expecting from Trump. We all expecting from Trump. Huh? Just bucking yourself in. What are you expecting? It's gonna be a wild ride. We see the movie before. If you bring PP back, we expecting. If you wouldn't even take it with national security serious, you will take my personal individual security serious? Huh? That's going to do it for us at the Central. We see the movie before, Maxine. Rastaman, Naomi, Sabrina Blue, Birth. We see the movie before. Auntie Sandra Hanover, we see it before. What are we expecting? Huh? What are we expecting? Congrats to Trump, President-elect. We can accept the world as it is. Not as we want it to be, but we can work towards that. Congrats to J.D. Vance. I can see some of y'all, Sharon, Prime Minister, President, he ain't got it. He ain't got the cut. He ain't come from no middle class family. Huh? When I was running for leader of the Alliance for Change, some people jump up. Welcome, J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance touchdown here now. Sir, welcome to Guyana. Welcome, Mr. Vice President. So nice to have you. You don't worry about me. You don't have to worry about. You strap yourself in. You don't got a damn thing to worry about with me. Have a fantastic day, folks. That's our time. That's our program. That's our time, good folks. Congrats to Trump, J.D. Vance. Hope to have them on this broadcast soon. Have a fantastic day, folks. Stay safe. And we're out.